guess what? We're live on YouTube too.
Oh, that is sweet. I saw a notification come up on my watch of all things to
Oh,
let me
really?
know that we were live, and it was pretty funny. I'm like, oh, my watch says we're live. I better get in the mode of presenting a talk show. How are you doing, Kathy?
I'm doing all right. How's your day so far today?
I am telling you, it's been amazing so far. I am working on a lot of really cool projects that I just really love to do. Some of them are reports. Yes, I actually do like to do reports from time to time. Video projects, you name it. Some stuff going to be coming out pretty soon for me. It's a lot of fun, but really just getting going this morning. It was so cold and foggy out where I live in Lewis and Clark, and so I'm Kathy. I got to tell you, and I got to say it again out to everybody: stay bright and visible out there, everybody, especially you students out there that are waiting for your school bus. It's very important that people driving can see you. People, while you are driving, make sure you're looking for those school kids. Take it a little easy out there, a little slower by those bus stops, especially early in the morning, please. But let's be bright, let's be seen, let's be safe, okay? Other than that, I'm doing great. I'm really excited about today and our show, what we got going on.
For sure. I was talking, I did that thing, that we do. We forget to unmute. And yeah, it is that time of year. Light is changing. We should all be getting used to this whole Zoom thing and the mute and the unmute, but it still happens.
Yes,
still happens because we've all got a lot going on. So if you're out there in the morning and you're getting ready to walk to school, bike to school, or catch the bus, like Jason said, make sure you're staying bright and being seen. Get that light out. Have those reflective things on. Just make sure that you're staying safe. And drivers, like Jason's sign says, school routes are everywhere. Drive like it. Slow down and make sure we keep our kiddos and everybody that's out there walking around safe. So, yeah.
So Kathy, I talked about, why I'm so excited about the show. It's because I kind of get to flip the script a little bit on you, actually. You're usually always the one interviewing other people and so forth, and trying to get information out of someone out into the public and so forth. And today is my opportunity to ask you some questions. And you have a real big campaign that you're working on right now. And I'm telling you, it's right there on your backdrop. And the amount of information that has been flowing from you to the community, not just the community, but even to us here, all your staff members, your coworkers. It is really impressive to see what is happening at this moment. And so you have this campaign that I really didn't get a chance to learn a lot of the intricate pieces last year and this year too. I've been so busy that I haven't really sat down and focused a whole lot on it. And so if you could please, for this first question to really kind of get us going here, is to kind of pretend, if you will, that I'm a blank canvas, all right? And I don't know anything about the challenge, and I'd like to be informed on what it is and what do you think about it. So there you go, Kathy. What is this challenge, this campaign, this Get There Challenge? What is it?
So the Get There Challenge is an annual challenge, and it is put on to motivate and challenge people to develop some new habits. And they get prizes for it too. So that's the bonus part. But the develop different habits around transportation and how you get around and how you go to work and how you go to school and how you run your errands. And so it is to motivate people to get out of driving in their cars by themselves on trips that they could take in a different way. So if it's walking distance, even if you think it might be a little bit far or whatever, it's to challenge you to at least try it by foot or on your bicycle, or, maybe you and your neighbor go frequently to the same place to go run your errands or near each other. It's to challenge you to try carpooling or van pooling, ride the bus, walk to the bus stop and ride the bus instead of driving your car by yourself. And so it's a challenge to get you to develop some new different habits as far as how you're getting around. And if you're commuting, to change your commute up a little bit. And so it's an annual challenge to get you to try something new out.
So you mentioned carpooling or van pooling. I share rides every once in a while with some people that are, going in a common direction with me. Is that carpooling?
Absolutely. And especially for this challenge. So during the challenge time, all the trips that you take, especially if they're not in a car by yourself, you log them and you earn points. When you
All
earn
right.
points, you're eligible for those prizes that I mentioned. And so that trip right there that you mentioned, if you're going in the same direction with a bunch of people and you jump in the same car together, that's a carpool.
Oh,
Absolutely.
nice.
Absolutely.
Oh, that is so cool. So Kathy, so you've mentioned prizes. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit, and that's going to be exciting. I really like that aspect of things. I don't really ever win all that much, but still though, it's exciting to know that I
Yeah.
can. But I wanted to, follow up. So can I still be in the challenge even if I don't commute by vehicle? Is that possible?
So that's one of the great things that has happened here over the last year and a half, 2 years, is that the challenge has shifted more. And those trips that you didn't take were eligible before, but they're even more eligible now. So
Oh,
there's an awful lot of people that don't actually commute or go to work anymore. And even if you aren't working anymore and you're retired, but you're volunteering and you're doing all, you have to go attend meetings, a lot of those meetings are happening on Zoom or GoTo or, whatever the all Microsoft or whatever the
mhm.
meeting, virtual meeting that is that you're going to. All of those are commutes that didn't happen. So that's like
Oh, okay.
remote working. So, and those trips
Nice.
count. So you save a whole bunch of money. You save greenhouse gas emissions from happening. You save wear and tear on your vehicle. All of those things are trips that didn't happen. So those count towards your logging trip. So, if
That's
this was a
great.
meeting right now, Jason, then
Yeah.
this would count. We
Yeah, absolutely.
would count that trip.
That's cool. Well, it's really exciting to see how so far you're kind of opening up this book, of instructions and how, the challenge works and everything. But I did have one question really about age minimums. There are some contests out there that we see from time to time, and usually it's a certain age group, or it's targeted a certain age group. So, is there an age requirement for the challenge? And if so, obviously, and really, even if there's not, is it really hard to participate?
All right. So, first question. So, the whole
First question.
age thing, absolutely. Unfortunately, there is an age limit. So, to participate in the Get There Challenge, you have to be 18. And so
Okay.
that does leave out all of the school age kids. But for school age kids, there's safe routes to schools type programs. And
All
so
right.
they have similar types of events and things that can happen, and usually those are school based. They are generated by kids, by parents, by teachers, by administrators, and so those are programs that are run through schools to help, again, teach kids, teach parents, teach all of the school related staff and people that it is possible to get to and from school, whether you work there or you go to school there, without driving in a car. So a
Sweet.
lot of people live close enough to school that if they pulled out their bike or they put on their shoes a little bit earlier, sometimes not even a little bit earlier, sometimes later because they have to
Yeah.
catch the bus so early in the morning. If they were to gear up and walk or bike to school, they'd get a little bit more downtime at home before class. They'd get some fresh air before they got to that classroom. Always good for the brain, good for the
Yeah.
wiggles to get those out before you get to school. Those are all things. And if your school sets up a Safe Routes to School program, there can also be prizes there. So
That's
prizes are
awesome.
always a good thing. I love prizes.
Well, Kathy, this might be a little off topic, but just briefly, how does the walking school bus kind of fit into any of that, or does it?
Oh my gosh, I love walking school buses. I just think, everybody's having a hard time finding bus drivers because they need, special licenses and all of those
Right.
kinds of things. But let me tell you, walking school buses, you don't need a special license. You need an interested, committed parent or teacher, guardian, a responsible adult to agree to be a walking school bus driver. And it doesn't involve a
Awesome.
vehicle. So walking
Nice.
school bus is basically you pretend you have a school bus and you start out on your route. So say if you're a parent or a guardian and you start out at your house with your pod of child, and you walk the route that you establish based on the other children that
Yeah.
are going to be participating, and you walk along to the next house or the corner that you've established that where people are going to meet up, and you check in on everybody that's getting on the bus, and you walk on to the next site, and you create a path, a route, a bus route, and you get to school, and you check off
Mm,
everybody got to school, and there you go, there's your walking school bus. And then it works exactly the same way for going home. You collect everybody that's
yeah.
supposed to be on your bus, and you walk back home again, and you drop them off at the stops, the homes, or the corner of the road, whichever is agreed upon, and the kids all go home that way. And
Huh.
just think, all of the schools that are within a mile at the least of schools could do this, and we'd save so much on bus drivers. And most kids would be able to leave school later than they do now.
I can think of so many positives from that, and but just one of them really quickly. Really, just you had mentioned getting the wiggles out, keeping kids a little healthier. Getting out and getting that physical activity before they get to school, physical activity after school. Yeah, that sounds like a really cool transportation options that I'd
It's
love
a
to
great
see
way to
one day.
get to know your neighbors and your neighborhood too. I mean, there's just so many
Yeah,
fringe benefits. I just love walking school buses.
that's
And
so
really, I
cool.
mean, so one of the things is it really can save schools a lot of money. So
Sure.
the ideal model for a walking school bus is that volunteer, and when they grow to be, a certain size, you need two. Those
Yep.
volunteers are paid people by the school, pays
Okay.
them instead of having to pay for school bus transportation.
Yeah.
So they're
Yep.
still paying somebody, but they're saving a huge amount of money. And so I just, walking school buses. Yes, thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'll tell you, when I have my walking school bus, I'm going to make everybody wear bright, visible stuff like back here, like to get there,
Uh-huh.
bright. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
make
Uh-huh.
everybody wear that, because then we can still be the yellow school bus. That'd be cool.
Sure,
So,
absolutely. And it does leave lots open to creativity by the drivers,
yeah,
because they can wear, costumes, not just at Halloween. They can,
yep,
you can make it super fun. You can have
yeah,
theme days for your walking school bus. I mean,
no
come
doubt, no
on, how
doubt.
fun is that?
Oh my gosh, that
But you
that
got me
sounds like a lot
totally
of
off
fun.
topic.
I
So
did, I did. We off topic.
that's
That
the
was a good
kid
off topic.
end of
Yes,
like what Get Their Challenge might look like. The Get Their Challenge is for 18 and over. And
yep,
hey, why not be fun about that? So if
yeah,
you were actually one of the parent or guardian leaders, adult leaders of a walking school bus, all of those trips count. So if
sweet.
you're walking your kids to school or biking with them to school, then you log those trips as an adult. So there you go. We tied it back
That's a
in.
that's a great way there, Kathy, to tie it back in. But really, my next question really is so far it's sounding like it's pretty easy to participate, but I don't know. Is it hard for some to participate? Is it hard to get into? I mean, lots of rules and regulations or anything like that, or what's going on with the challenge? I mean, is it really ultimately is it hard to participate in?
It is so super easy to do. So you log
Good.
in at Get There Oregon. Let's see, where is it? Right. I can't find it on my screen. Wherever you see it in the orange box right behind me. Um,
Yes.
there it is. Um, getthereoregon.org. You log in there, you create an account, you register, and then you go to the challenge, the Get There Challenge. And it will tell you all the different things that you can do to earn points. And it's as simple as logging trips or clicking on the different badges to see what the achievements are that you can do. And sometimes that's as simple as watching a video and answering 3 questions. And then you
Oh,
get the points. And as soon as you get the points, and I believe week 1, it's 10 points is all you need to earn to be eligible for the first level of prizes. Of course, the more points you earn, the
Hmm.
more eligibilities you get. So if you earn those 10 points, you're in for that
Nice.
hydro flask, which is one of the
That's
prizes.
right.
So it's so
Oh, that's
easy to
awesome.
watch the video. And, the videos are not just, mm, so that you have to spend your time watching something. They're actually super informative. They're really important information. I just watched a webinar the other day, a live webinar all about biking and bike safety and how to get around and what bike, what trips could you take by bike and what kind of bike
Yeah.
might you need. And guess what they went over, Jason? The
What's that?
ABCs, just
Hey,
like
all
we've
right.
talked about before. We've done those ABCs. And so there's a video that you can watch that's got those in there. And so if you forgot
Absolutely.
what the ABCs are, watch the video, watch the biking
Yes.
video. It'll
Go
teach
there
you.
and check it out. Yes.
And you
Absolutely.
get points for watching that video. Another great thing, I mean, if you're not really a bike person, it's still good to know those things. But
Sure.
there's also like cybersecurity information on there that would help you with your cybersecurity for your own personal computer at home, for your entire home. They've got tips in there. There is a video about how to boost your Wi-Fi and have better reception and all kinds of great stuff. I mean, so it's not just only about logging your trips. There's also one that, of course, I'm going to enter my pet at home in is
Yeah.
post a picture of your pet and how you are commuting or taking trips with your pet or how they are
Nice.
involved in your workday. So I mean, there's all different ways to participate, and it's just so easy, so
You know, I
easy.
like I like what you just mentioned. Uh, Not the least the pet deal there. That would be a lot of fun to do. But you mentioned so as I'm starting to figure this challenge out, it really is cool because the challenge in of itself, other than just getting prizes and participation, you're learning some valuable skills through this. You're watching these videos, and you mentioned about the computer side of things and stuff. Well, why would that be in there? Well, you know what? Because maybe it's very valuable for you to commute by telework, right? By using the computer. So maybe there's a like you said, there's that video about how to keep your computer safe, because the worst thing that we can do if we are dependent now on ensuring that we get through Zoom and work remotely is that our computer goes down or our internet security is too low and hackers start to play around with that and everything. So I think that is really cool that the challenge is not only just saying, hey, here's some fun things to do and all that kind of stuff, but it's also saying, here's this level of education through these really, really, really good videos to help you um, help you keep your system straight and running right and all that kind of stuff. That's really cool, Kathy.
Exactly. I mean, if that's, if nothing else, that's something we've definitely learned over the last year and a half, almost two
Indeed.
years,
Yep.
that, remote work is work, and
Yeah.
attending meetings virtually is gonna be part of our lives. And so
Yeah.
those computer umbilical cords that we're attached to, we want to make sure that they're safe. And
Oh,
so
definitely. Yep.
we all have a little brushing up on our skills to do. We all have to keep up to date on those things. And the challenge isn't just about actually driving someplace or going someplace. Sometimes it's the trip that you don't go and you want to do it safely. So just like you were saying, be bright, be safe, be seen. You also
Right.
want to be safe when you're commuting on your interwebs. Make
Yeah.
sure that you're keeping those as safe as you possibly can. And so, yeah, this is
Yep.
it's I just love that we're coming at this reducing vehicle miles from all the different angles possible. So it's
Absolutely.
not
Yes.
just telling people don't drive in your car. It's here's some things that you're already doing. Let's recognize that those are part of our choices and they can have a positive effect on things. And so the
Yep.
more you count those, the more you realize how much you can save. And that's one of my favorite things about the challenge, the everyday challenge website, when you get in there to log your trips, is the calculator. There's a calculator in there that
Yes.
shows you how much you are saving, how much
Yep.
your personal savings are. And of course, they're an estimate. They're not, they aren't
Yeah.
looking at your bank account. They're an estimate based on the amount of miles that you're logging or, using alternative methods. So, when I do take a trip in my car, I log that trip. and it
Sure.
counts, and it's part
Yeah.
of the calculator. Um, but all the trips that I'm not taking, all of those things add up as savings. And so I just love seeing how much money I'm saving and how it's adding up. And it
Yeah.
also shows your greenhouse gas emissions and how those trips not taking and those savings are adding up. And that's just fantastic. I just love all of that information.
So just really quickly here. So you're telling me that I can go on there, and when I plug my trips in and do everything that I need to do, it will show me how much money I'm potentially saving?
Absolutely. And that is the most fantastic
Yeah,
thing. So,
it is.
if
I
you
love
look
it.
at it
Yeah.
and you're thinking, well, I only saved that gas of tank, that tank of gas this week, maybe it was $30 I saved.
Yeah.
You think it's not that big of a deal. So it's not that huge of a motivator if you're thinking, well, it's only $30 I saved. I'm going to drive my car. Didn't, per
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
divide that by 7. It's not a big deal. You know, but if you look at all the other costs, which is what that calculator takes into account, is estimated insurance costs, maintenance and upkeep of your
Oh
vehicle,
yeah.
those
Yeah.
kinds of things, those savings and congest time. Time is a huge thing that you save when you
Yeah.
don't commute in a car
Absolutely.
by yourself, and you
Really
choose to
good.
remote work a couple days, or you jump on the bus and those kinds of things. You aren't personally sitting in traffic waiting. That's time you'll never
Yes.
get back. You don't get that back. It's gone.
No,
And
you
so
need that time. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really glad, again, like I said, to know that I can see those things, that website and participating in a challenge can help me see those things. But Kathy, moving on here, really, listening to you speak and how you're just so wonderfully educating me and getting me up to speed on not just the challenge, but really how I can be more efficient in my day. So it really seems like you know a lot about transportation options. In fact, I think that would be a very big understatement. But let me tell you something. This had to have started from something. Okay, this challenge, this the website, and everything. And you know what? Whether or not you played a part in the creation of that or not, I'm sure you know about how it was made, why it was made, and who did that. Is there something you can talk about that, and the genesis, I guess you might say, of the Get There challenge?
sure. So this idea and the challenge in its, infancy has been around for a while. And I think that that's a good way of thinking of it. Before it became the Get There challenge, it started out as the Drive Less Connect challenge.
Oh, okay.
And this is ODOT's doing, the Oregon Department of Transportation, and they started it, and in its infancy, everybody goes through growing pains, and it had very much the same type of goal as to get people out of driving their car by themselves. And so it has now morphed and changed into the Get There challenge. And over the last couple years, there's, through all the process, there's been all kinds of involvement and feedback from people that do the same type of thing as myself, but more importantly, from the general public, the people that have been participating or not participating, and finding out why they didn't participate. All of those things
Mm,
have contributed to creating what is now the Get There challenge. And it is always changing a little bit. And so it has really morphed over the last year to involve more of the achievements that can be done that aren't just don't drive in your car related, that are the educational piece, that are the changing habits and recognizing choices types of things. And so the more
yeah.
information and feedback we get from people, the more things get tweaked and changed. And so, yes, so it is constantly changing. It is ODOT that is the overall sponsor, and they are sponsoring it because it is a real tangible goal of theirs that this is one of the ways they're working on it, to reduce congestion and reduce
Great.
greenhouse gas emissions. And so they want to help people realize that everybody plays a part in that. So they play their part, but all of us play our part too. And so if we are able to make a choice that takes a car off the road, even for one trip a week, it will have huge ripple effects. And the more we get used to using different methods of getting around, biking, walking, public transportation, virtual meetings,
Yep.
virtual working, the more we see those ripple effects, the more bigger the effects are, the more we can really make different choices about how transportation dollars are spent. And so
Right.
we need the infrastructure for all of these different things. We need high-speed
Sure.
internet. We need walking and biking paths. Those are all parts of transportation. And so these are great ways to look at and see, how can we get more people realizing that their everyday choices matter and their everyday choices contribute to these, all of the effects that we see around us. So
That's
ODOT's
great.
the overall sponsor, and then we've gotten over the years. So we've talked about the internet thing and the cybersecurity and the Wi-Fi. So Comcast is a big sponsor of the challenge now because they see the value in it and they are committed to helping change people's habits and improve the way that they virtually get around. And so that's another big sponsor. And then there's other smaller sponsors. But all of the sponsors are important. If you look on the prize page, you'll see all of these great sponsors and prizes. And I can't even list them all. There's so many of them. Hydro Flask is one of them. They've contributed some Hydro Flask bottles so that, those are big winners. There's a custom folding bike by a company in Eugene that just looks amazing. I would love to have it. There's all kinds of gift cards. So, from Fred Meyer to other local,
nice.
Oregon restaurants and shopping and all of these things. And, if you're an employer out there that in our area, Columbia, Clatsop, and Tillamook County, that these things matter to, that you want to help your employees get to your work site in a better way than driving in a car by themselves that fills up your parking lot. You want them to motivate to ride the bus or carpool or vanpool. Here's a way that you can do that. You get behind this challenge, you get your name out there, you get them to see that you care, and you're offering this as a benefit. It's a benefit to employees that they have these options. And if you are an employee out there and you want these benefits, well, then talk to your employer. And then we can all get together at a table and we can set up how to make that, how that looks, and make it look like we need to for each of the organizations, whether it's a city, a county, or a company, it doesn't matter. So on that note, Jason, I'm going to just rattle on here for a second. So you gave me an inch and I'm going to take a mile.
I gave you an open door. Go ahead, take a mile.
So if you're a local company and again, you care about this and you'd like to get involved, I'm going to be talking to you, or you can reach out to me. Let's get this organized for next year and get you in on the ground floor as a sponsor. So, if you're a local brewery, if you're a local producer, if you're a transportation agency, if you're a tourist company, if you're a hotel, a lodging facility, and you would like to get involved, the Chamber of Commerce, and you would like to get involved, it's as simple as donating some gift certificates that we can use for prizes, or some product that we can use for prizes. And that gets your name out and gets you invested and gets your employees invested, because then they are more motivated to participate. And we can really get this thing to happen out here.
Yeah, come on, people out there, business owners, please. You can see really the importance that this challenge plays to helping our community, helping our state, really do the things that we need to do to help, really decrease those single occupancy vehicle miles. We just want to see those go down, and we want to see all these other transportation options, really climb up and everything. And Kathy, I got to tell you, listening to everything, that you gave in that answer and so forth, I'm telling you, it really is exciting to see this happening. And even though I get, which one? Because I work together with you, I get to see a lot of things happening that a lot of others don't get to. So I just want to make sure you know that I see that this program is so strong and it's so good, and I want others to see this as well. And I hope people watching this hear your words very clearly and make it a point, especially those that are there, those that want to participate. It's easy. Get in there, do it, have fun. And then for those that want to see this continue and that think that this is a very important option, for our state and for our local community, Well, it is. Well, and get involved, and Kathy's there definitely to help you along with it. But I'm just so, I'm so late to this, Kathy. Even though I work with you, you're always getting on me. Hey, Jason, get in there, work on the challenge and so forth. And I'm usually late to these things. That's the reason why I don't win very often, because I'll show up on the day that they're closing down, and I'll say, hey, can I put in my whatever it is, and so forth. And here I am. I'm like, okay, so now what if I am not signed up right now? Am I done for, or can I still sign up?
Luckily for you, it is not too late. So the challenge started on Monday, which was the 4th, and it goes until the 17th. So all your trips have to be logged by the 17th. But if you log them today, even for the earlier part of this week, then you're in for this week's part of the challenge, and then you can still participate. It is not too late. So if you're out there and this is the first time you've heard of it, and or you've heard me go on about this for a while and you just haven't gotten around to it, it's not too late. And get in there and log those prizes.
Right. Excellent.
Log those trips so that you can get those prizes. Yeah.
Well, Kathy, again, we've come pretty much to the close of yet another wonderful show. Thank you again last week for covering for me. Every single time that happens, there's a wonderful guest that comes on and you do a wonderful interview. So that was really good. Make sure people keep watching these shows, but most importantly, right now, from this standpoint that we've just discussed here, the Get There Challenge. Please get out there. I know right now Kathy's sitting here burning to say this, and I'm going to give her the last word. But my last word is, if you have any questions about this, you can email Kathy. You can communicate with a person who helps maintain this program and have her help you get your stuff squared away within the challenge and on the website and stuff. If it's a little complicated to you, don't quit. Contact them, contact Kathy in some way, and let them know you're having a challenge. Well, not that challenge, you know what I mean, that you're having problems or something, because they'll work with you. They'll want to make sure that you're all set and ready to go. So Kathy, as we close the show, I just wanted to know, are there any last thoughts that you might have at all by any chance before we end the show?
Well, I would just say, so the challenge is on a computer based. You can do it on your phone. It's a little bit more difficult that way, but it is computer based. Computers themselves cause challenges for many people. Absolutely. This is not supposed to be that kind of a challenge. So just like Jason said, if you need help with anything, I am here for you. I can talk you through it over the phone. I can even set up a little independent little Zoom meeting just like this, and we can go over it. I can send you an email with some screenshots of how to do things. And, because my most frequently asked question has been, yeah, but how do I log that remote trip? Because it defaults to different options, and that's a really easy one. And I've helped multiple people figure that out. So you log it in your mode of travel as remote work. And so that's how you log those trips. And so
cool.
I can show you how that's done. It's super easy. I'm here for you. Just drop me a line in the email, in the chat, in the comments, wherever you want. Drop me a line and I will help you out. So get in there.
Awesome.
Sign up for that challenge, and let's make this the best challenge for this part of the state so far. And we'll only keep making it better every year. But you got to get in there and you got to get signed up.
Get signed up, everybody. The Get There Challenge is going on now. You want to make sure you get in there. Kathy's there to help you do that if you have problems getting in. But get in there, work through this challenge, have fun doing it, win lots of prizes, and really thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, right? Don't forget to share. Okay, yep. And if you go over to our YouTube page where it's live on too, don't forget to comment even. But subscribe is really important.
Yes, subscribe to that YouTube channel so you know whenever we're going to be on talking about these things, because you never know what we've got for you.
Yep.
Well, so Kathy, we did it again, Jason.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks for turning the tables. You have a great weekend. We'll see you again next week right here for another transportation talk. Have a good day.
See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.